Hey everybody. I wanted to make a video with actual good advice you can use to change your marriage for the better. Some things that you can do, you can use to change things in days or weeks, because I know a lot of people are suffering out there. First of all, good on you for looking for help here. There are a lot of skills you can learn that will immediately change your perception of your relationship and will change the dynamic of your relationship for the better if you implement them. You don't have to look far for stories of people whose relationships were in turmoil but then changed their own behavior in the correct way and elicited amazing changes from their partner and from themselves. It happens every day, and just remember that you can do it too, no matter how bad you think things have gotten. Have some faith for now. But it's important that you realize that you need to act soon before there's no more time to act to save your relationship. What you need to discover is the psychology of your relationship and the right perspective to look at it with. Your problems may seem complicated, but with relationships, the solutions are often relatively simple and universal, but overlooked. You probably already know that the solutions to most problems in relationships are decidedly very counterintuitive, because we as humans are almost entirely emotional when it comes to them. You need to learn what not to do, because there are a lot of things that people do wrong that are just too common, and you also need to know what to do. I'm going to be giving you important advice on both of these things in just a bit. When it comes to what to do, most people really don't have any idea, even though they think they might. They've just been doing what they feel the entire relationship, and that's fine for immature love, because it comes naturally. But when two people are married and there are more pressures in life, they need more mature love. And when pressures start to build, that is when problems tend to develop, because people stop naturally doing things that have been maintaining their relationship all that time. So you need to start doing these things consciously and actually almost create love. It's actually possible, after learning these skills, that your relationship will be healthier than it ever has been, to tell you the truth. When you learn the psychology of a relationship and have the correct knowledge that will allow you to react to any situation the right way, you'll have more control over the relationship than you ever thought was possible, and your partner will actually thank you for it. You'll have a much better chance to strengthen your marriage rather than do more damage to it. If you want to make sure that this starts happening today, I have to recommend the information at this site. They have information for you to read and a program that coaches you through your problems, so that you can make sure that you have the best chance to rescue your relationship before something happens that breaks it forever. You can check it out at this link if you like anytime, and start getting more information. You were once in love, and it's possible to reestablish the connection by learning the skills to fix your relationship. Relationship skills are emotional skills. I promise you'll start feeling better about your relationship after you start reading the material there, and take a look at the program they have there. But for now, I want to give you a lot of help to start out, and to start you on the right track, and to get you in the right mindset to give you the best chance to fix whatever problems you may be having. Here are 5 very important tips that you should know about your relationship. Number 1, first of all, never offer an ultimatum to your spouse to try and force them to do what you want, or to get them to stop some damaging behavior. I'll tell you why this doesn't work and could potentially cause a lot more damage. Ultimatums are like setting rules for your spouse. In the case that your spouse is doing some damaging behavior, or is simply doing something that you don't like, they probably already know that it's morally wrong, or that you don't like it, or that it's frowned upon somehow. There are already rules in place for them, but for some reason they're not following them. Setting another rule by imposing an ultimatum, therefore, doesn't make much sense, and might only anger and annoy. What they have is a lack of motivation to do the right thing, or stop doing something bad. You need to learn how to create a situation that actually motivates him or her to do the right thing. Talk a little bit more about things you can do in a bit. For now, number 2, another thing that you shouldn't do, that it's related. Number 2, you shouldn't try to change somebody by suggesting changes explicitly. People are inherently resistant to change when it comes from somebody who stands to gain from those changes. They don't trust the changes suggested, even though you are their spouse. In fact, if a stranger were to suggest changes to your spouse that could benefit your relationship, they would much more likely listen to the stranger than you. Much more likely. Rather, tell them that you would what you would like with a good explanation and why you like it. That will stick in his or her head. Also, make your displeasure known so that they know that they're hurting you, and then back off. In no case does your spouse want or need you to continue to harass them about something. If they change the decision has to be their idea. Only then will change actually come about. So what are some of the things that you can do to get your spouse to change? Number 3, getting your spouse to change. When your spouse needs to change, what your spouse needs to change is the motivation to change. One of the most important things you can do to give them that motivation is to establish a connection with them, or to reestablish it. Most people don't know exactly how to do that. It is something that everybody has to learn. Now, being connected to other people emotionally is the number one thing that gives people happiness and purpose in life. That's a scientific fact proven by research. If for some reason they aren't getting it through their marriage, they'll seek it elsewhere, in other people or in other vices, even things like drugs or gambling. These things fill the hole in people's lives temporarily. Trouble is, they very rarely offer true lasting happiness. But you can offer that to your spouse by learning how to form emotional connections with them and showing them that you truly understand them. Not many people feel that they're really understood by anybody. If you can do that, your spouse will love you for it. Number 4, one way to cause a connection to form is to show your spouse that you understand them. Simple example of this is giving your spouse a gift. The purpose of a gift is really just to show your spouse that you're thinking of them and that you understand them in a powerful way. The gift can't just be anything, though. It has to be specific to your spouse. It has to show them that you understand them in some way. It should feature something that is their favorite, or something that you recently talked about. It can be a simple gift, but you have to put a lot of thought and energy into it. Right now, you should think of something that you can give. In fact, you should be constantly thinking of things that you can do for your spouse, give to your spouse. If he or she likes something, be it a material thing or not, be a material thing or not, you should give it to them as a surprise. And now, even if it's not accepted well, don't back down. Don't take it back, and don't be combative. Stick to the principle that you did something nice and be satisfied with your decision to give a gift. Your spouse will take that as an example to live by. If you get into the habit of offering more and more motivation like this, you'll find that you'll become closer, slowly but surely. In this way, you're allowing your spouse to do nice things for you. You're encouraging it by offering them an example, and not by telling them what to do. The gifts themselves will not necessarily fix your marriage, but this new attitude that you're bringing to your marriage will. As Leo Tolstoy said, "We do not love people so much for the good they have done us, as for the good we have done them." Number 5, the biggest problem is that the solutions to a lot of relationship problems are counterintuitive. So when things start to go wrong, they really go wrong. People start simply reacting emotionally to the situation, rather than stepping back and actually considering their next move. So step back and think before you react to anything emotionally. If you do happen to react to something and the outcome is bad, think about what you should have done instead, or what the smart move would have been, and remember that is what you will do next time. Remember that sucking up your pride and offering a simple apology can go a long way as well. Really deep, incredible relationships are getting rarer and rarer these days. I know what you might feel when you see a couple who are obviously deep in love. You wish you had that same thing with your spouse, and you might be desperate for it. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you and your spouse aren't meant for each other or anything like that, and it isn't necessarily anybody's fault. It probably just means that you're letting the world break yourselves and your relationship down. The key to fixing your relationship lies in taking responsibility for what has happened to your relationship and learning the skills to fix it. Imagine being able to put your relationship back together and falling back in love with your spouse all over again. Think of the positive ways it would change your everyday life, and also the ways it would change the other major things in your life, because you once again have a solid relationship. And although it is less important, think of how proud you'll be to say that you rescued your relationship from the brink. You really just need to learn the right things to do to help your relationship that are universal to every relationship, including establishing emotional connections and also how to stop negative habits or behaviors that can ruin a relationship. And of course, you need to put in time to think about these things and actively work with your spouse. You have to put the skills to work and practice them to change your own behavior as well. As I said, you were once in love, and you can reestablish that connection. If you want to learn from professionals who can teach you these relationship skills, I really have to recommend the link in the video here that I mentioned earlier. I also put it in the description for you. They'll show you exactly how to overcome the damage you've done to your relationship and how to avoid any more. You'll learn to have fun with your relationship once again and fall back in love. They've helped a lot of people who are in the exact same situation as you. No matter how unique you think your situation is, chances are there are people who have gone through something very similar. So check out some of the material on the site right now by clicking the link or typing the web address into your browser. And I really hope that you got a lot out of this video, and I hope that everything works out for the best for you. And good luck.